Hello, hello, hello. Hi, Gert. Hi, Angela. Hi, Sue. Hi, Cheryl. Hold on a second, you guys. I'm having a moment. Hold on. Hi, Gert. Oh, goodness. Let's not hear my voice. Oh, my gosh. Let me share myself over to these groups really quickly. Oh, my gosh. Hi, April. Good morning, Brioni. Hi, Treese. What did you change your... Oh, these things are always so small, I can't see it. What, baby? You changed your shirt again. You want it off of you? Okay. Your hair is all crazy looking again. Um, today we are cooking an extreme hot. Oh my gosh. Mary Casey, can I just show everybody? Okay, first of all, Mary Casey. Oh no, it came off. If I wasn't such a tyrant, maybe. Mary Casey, I just received your Christmas card, which, it's not totally unexpected with the season, right? Everybody's mail is crazy right now. Look at the Christmas card that I got from Mary Casey. But can we just talk about the writing in here? And let me just tell you, I've thoroughly inspected this because I was like, is this like a stencil? Or is that her writing? Mac, is that your writing? Did you do that? Can you guys see how beautiful that is? And you guys know I have an obsession with handwriting. Maybe you don't know. I do hand lettering. Can you guys stop? Nick just got here. So I am just like flabbergasted because on the envelope, I was inspecting the envelope before I even knew she wrote like a little something inside. And I was like, that is handwriting. That is writing. That is like pen to paper writing. And I almost messaged you like, what on earth hidden talents have you been hiding from me, Mac? I did it on my silhouette. Oh my gosh, that's absolutely gorgeous. I was so inspecting that you don't even know. I was looking hardcore at it because I was like, this is so amazing. So I realized that back here, you're here. I would have never guessed. Sheesh. I know it looks a little mad crazy back here, so and I'll explain to you guys where I've been because I know I've been gone for a while. Hi Miss Linda. Hi Miss Edie. Hi Patricia. Hi Chris. Hi my Ashley. My Ashley. Oh my gosh. Ashley, you're part of this story too. Hi Barbara Ross. It was wonderful. Thank you so very much. Hi Shonda. I'm so glad to see you all here. Babe, everybody saying hi to you. He said, hello. My husband messaged me asking the same. Get married. Oh, Maris has been. Oh, Rich Ash. Because I was just flabbergasted. I was looking at the envelope because it just said Casey as your return, and I was like, the only Casey I know is a YouTuber, which she wouldn't be sending me a card. The only other Casey I know is Mac. But Mac has never told me she's had these hidden talents. So what is going on? So I'm like walking from my mailbox, which is a little ways away, and I'm tearing into this thing because I want to know what it is. Then I see the beautiful present, and I see it says Mac, and I'm like, she's going to get an earful. She didn't tell me she had these hidden talents. Hi, Tanya. How are you? I didn't send out the first card this year. I was a slacker. I don't send out Christmas cards because I know full well I'm a slacker. I used to send them out like my mom because that's what I learned. Because my mom, like I told you guys, how she hung all the cards on the wall and she sent out Christmas cards by Thanksgiving, so everybody had them full well in time, but that's how she was with birthday cards and anything, right? And I inherited that for like 5.2 seconds. I had good intentions, but yeah. Hi, Phyllis. So, how was everybody's Christmas? I hope you had a very Merry Christmas. If you don't celebrate Christmas, I hope you had a nice little couple days off. So, this week, last week, let me show you. Always naughty, and that's the shirt he's going to put on for you guys because it's perfect. Always naughty. Ashley is off all week, so yay, no interruptions. Hi, Laveda. Awesome. Isn't it a perfect one? Ours was quiet and then eventful. Yeah, ours is quiet too, but I like quiet. I'm okay with quiet. This is like the third shirt that he's changed within just me being on here. So 6 minutes. That's already the third shirt he's put on. That's why I was saying his hair looks crazy. It is a perfect shirt. Hi, Karen. It's going to finally feel like Christmas weather here. Oh, was it warm? So Trevor only worked Monday and Tuesday of last week. And one of the Christmas presents that he had bought me was a storage shelf for my closet so I can arrange all of my boxes for shipping. And Trevor decided that we were going to clean everything. So if you guys want me to take you on a little tour, I could, because I'm actually kind of proud because I couldn't walk into my craft room and now it looks pretty fabulous. And my shipping closet looks really cool. You guys will not even believe the box of giveaway stuff there is. Oh, I know. It's already over. Quiet, snowed in, watched lots of movies, snacked and snuggled. How do you say her name? Is it Shael? Shael? When she let me. We had a wonderful Christmas. My daughter went to Italy Christmas Day. Ooh. Hi, Jean. Hi, Jackie. He's a keeper. Trevor always does that. My son he gets on these kicks. Trevor has never been the type, and this is something that it is all my mom. Like if you were to tell Trevor to clean his room, it's like he's the kid that doesn't just stuff in the closet and then you open the closet and it's like avalanche. He's the kid that pulls everything out of the closet and then has to reorganize. And it actually makes me crazy sometimes because sometimes I'm just like, let's just put that away, Trevor. And it's never, let's just put that away. It's like, I'm going to bug mom for 3 hours because I'm going to ask her if she needs every single piece. And I'm like, Anchor Art Creations. Christine, hello, how are you? Here comes my you're still going to have an interruption. So, I will take you guys on a tour. Lock the door. Don't lock the door. Send him to Scotland. That actually would be really cool. Here, I will take you on. So, you guys know this is my filming area where I am, and so this whole entire area has been clean with the exception of. So this is what I see. So we did all of these. Look at guys, I have my sink back, all my wood you bin is back. Everything here this way has been organized, but we still have all the molds in here, this cabinet, and then all the molds in there. And if you guys don't know what I'm talking about, when I say that I have hundreds of molds, I'm not kidding. Don't look. So, and then if you come over here, this is the entire giveaway box. all brand new stuff, just all giveaway. Ashley, your box is overfilled with scraps. So here's the new shipping closet, right? So now we're able to pull whatever we want. But more impressively, and this closet was full to the brim. You couldn't even get in here. But this is the room. Literally, you couldn't walk in here because I had Christmas tubs in here that hadn't been taken out in like 2 years. So now I can actually walk in here, and we still need to redo the ribbons. But I can actually walk in here now and try to figure out what we're doing for the day. And this is what this room was always intended for, but it was only like that for a little while. So anyways, now we can see all of the rice papers are hung back again. Watch out, Jack, Cracker Jack. That's the Shih Tzu. So, you know, and yep, Jack. So literally we couldn't walk in this room. All of the boxes from the shipping department were in here. So it was it was horrible, right? So now we can see there's silver all over the place that I couldn't get to. But yeah, so Trevor decided, I don't know why, but he decided that that was going to be the thing to do. Jack, come out, Papas. That was going to be the thing to do. So he only works Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday of this week. And then we're going to finish up the molds and the cabinet that sits right behind me, which is kind of scary because that's all the odds and ends stuff. So anyways, that was a short little tour. You need to rent Trevor out, isn't he? He's pretty spectacular, right? So he's my youngest. He's the one you guys don't see very often. I think he hasn't been on and said hello in like a year or two. So, but he's pretty fantastic. So you need to come to my house and shop. Yeah, well, the rice paper has always been hung, but I literally couldn't, and I'm 5'9", I couldn't reach the rice paper. It was very aggravating, and which in turn was super aggravating for Sue, because that's how come Sue's always yelling at me to take things out of stock, because I would then use the store stock instead of all my rice papers that I have back there. So silver and molds. Hi, Luann. Thank you. It is a painful process, and I even told Trevor, like even yesterday, I was thinking that I had the day off because it was Sunday and he has to go to work today, so I didn't think he was going to bug me. And I was upstairs doing the laundry, and this was probably about like noon, and he was like, Mom, when you're done doing the laundry, do you want to go do your area? And I was like, okay. Just like that, I went, okay. Oh, so let me just tell you, we are going to be playing bingos like nobody's business. If you order from the store, you're about to be getting some. You'll get your still same inspirational gifts, but your box is probably going to grow a little bit because that thing needs to get emptied. It's full to the brim. So, all right, let's get my desk on the screen. So I was super excited, and I was telling Trevor yesterday also that, and I kind of, my computer just shut off. And we also found my computer that I need to switch everything to, which is right there, the new computer. So I was telling Trevor, I said, you know, I talked about this. I said, but it's probably been about a good 8 to 10 months where I do my projects, but I have not been impressed by anything that I've done. What's all over your mouth and why is it white? Sour cream? Oh, Uncle bought you a quesadilla. Loco? You're supposed to put the sour cream on your quesadilla, not on your nose. But hi Miss Donna Sue, hi Candy Triplet. So there hasn't really been anything in the last, I don't know, I was telling Trevor, at least 8 to 10 months that I've been like super impressed with and thought that it was like, oh, like I'm proud that I did that. Hold on, Pops, I already did it. And it's a lot of it was because I couldn't get into my craft room to see what sparked my interest that day or my creativity that day. And so I told him, like, you suffer from having like creative block as it is at times, but when you can't get inspired by things, and that it makes it even worse. Hi, my Chris, how are you? How was your Christmas? So being able to go in there and look at all the stuff and see all the silver again and all the wood blanks and everything, it finally was like, okay, now I know why I wasn't inspired by what I couldn't see. Creative block is so real, and when you have so much in your way and you can't even, and it's wasn't even just creative block with me, it was like my surroundings were, it was suffocating, and it just, everything, it just, nothing felt like inspirational at all. So it was really nice to go in this morning and look around and go, okay, yeah, now we got this. Now we're going to start creating. Now we're going to start doing stuff. Now we're going to start being proud of what we're doing again. Because, I mean, the stuff that I've done, the stuff that's back here, it's all right. It's all right. But it's not like, look at what I did. You know what I mean? We got it. We got it. All right, let's get my desk on the screen. We've done a whole lot of talking today. But that's basically where I was. That's why, oh, and then it's not going to even, oh, that's why I wasn't on last week, because literally, besides Creative Hour, Trevor was not letting me out of his sight. He was just like, Mom, do you need this? Mom, do you need this? All of my wood you bin is, here now. It's not in those tubs anymore. I can see it. It's because that's another thing that's very real. You don't use things that you can't see. So when you have it in things that, are nice and pretty and decorative, but you can't see, you're not going to use it, right? So super busy. Oh, okay. Yeah, his shirt, Girl of the Month of January, is going to be craft room transformation for me. Chris, I was telling everybody, my youngest son, Trevor, he held my feet to the fire. I don't know what whim he got, but he was like, Mom. And I took everybody on a tour just a second ago, but the craft room that I couldn't get into, we got into, and we've done this entire area with the exception of the molds. We have the molds to do. But yeah, so it's very awesome. But I kind of laugh, right? Because I know even after just today, like this area right here, when he comes home, he's going to be like, what did you do? I'm a creative, son. It is, Chris, and I uncovered so many things that I was like, where did that come from? Why is that over here? I didn't know I had that. And I think that kind of like was making Trevor like, so you don't need it. And I'm like, well, just a minute now. Don't get too excited. But there was some things that I did let go because it was like, okay, no, I didn't know I didn't know that I, had that and that it was stuck in the back of that jar, like way back in the corner. I didn't know, and realistically, am I going to use it? Probably not. So we will let it go. But all the brand new stuff that I have went into that big black tub there that you guys see, and that is what we will be giving to our friends so that it could be used, because hoarding our craft supplies, right, are not these look like they're stripped, you guys. So we got this at obviously the Salvation Army, I think. Yeah, $3.99. But and I didn't deconstruct everything. Those are strips. So we're going to have to figure out one of our Allens to get those out. I didn't deconstruct this prior to, just because, I had so much other stuff going on. And if I deconstructed it prior to, I wouldn't have come on with you guys today. All right. I'm trying to find an Allen that's going to get in there, because you might be able to see them. They're pretty rusty. I see it, son. They're pretty rusty, so I really don't want to try to work with them on there. But if I have to work around them, we will. Hold on a minute. So, what did you guys get for Christmas? Any craft stuff that is exciting that you were wanting? I saw a couple of you get a couple of gift certificates, which is fun. Yeah, speaking of auctions, we're going to need to have an auction here pretty quick, because we need to get some of that stuff cleared out on the back. And I haven't had an auction in a long time. That one's going to be a problem, but let's try to get some of it up so I can snip it off, because I don't care. There we go. There's one thing I can do is break stuff, right? All right. So you guys have seen, I've done many of these. This was, oddly enough, I also figured out a lot of stuff that I have only one thing left of. And this is my last single. So I have done the 3, I've done the 2 many a times. One of the best ones I've ever done was the 3, when I stripped it down to nothing. I can't remember who got that one, but those were one of those that I almost kept. All right, so I almost want to pop these off and do Would You Bin, but I feel like it's going to, yeah, they've nailed them in. Can you guys see that? So we might do something over these, because you can see it's kind of janky. But we'll figure that out. Right now we'll just get it primed and painted, and then yeah, they've nailed them all in. I'm not going to take this off because I don't want to have to deal with I don't want to have to deal with 2 pieces right now, but I will take it off before. Hi, Mary Sharkey. Oh, I know. That was amazing. What happened? What? Oh, you're looking for him. I know. So that was a one of those, you know, the solar panels. And he said that, you know, because he does those pallets, he buys the Amazon pallets. And so he was saying that because they test everything before they sell it. And he said that one didn't work. So then he is telling me his idea. And I was like, that's going to be fabulous. But when he actually did it, I was like, wow, that's pretty amazing. All right, so now we're just doing a little scuff sand on all of it. And then we will put bonding primer on it, not for the bonding agent, because you know bonding primer needs to be at least 24 hours. We're just going to use it as our primer. What was with the grapes back then? For a green box? Although I didn't. Sorry guys, I'm trying to make it so you don't see my lap. Although I didn't find one, Brad went on, bought me a beautiful necklace that had a handbag with a Yorkie charm. Aww! Oh, how not? Oh, I love that. Such a thoughtful gift. I love that. So, how many of you had grapes as decor back in the day? I never did. I never got into the grapes. But Lord have mercy. They were definitely a thing. All right, I think everything is pretty well scuffed. And again, all right. And one other thing that Trevor did do, good Lord have mercy, he rearranged my tool area. So, all right, well, he must not have liked the brushes that I had down here to brush off stuff. All right then. So that was the only thing, and I do need to go back and like redo some things like the would you bin, because you know I do have like 3 and 4 of the same trim, and what have you, and when he when he was putting them all in the the drawers over here, he just kind of whatever he grabbed. This kid really just put things, he really, whatever he grabbed, he put into the drawer and not realizing that there were multiples of some. So I'll just have to go through and reorganize that, but that's not a big deal. All right, so let's get our bonding primer. I have to laugh because I'll show you guys right now. So as we're organizing my area over here, I was like, make it make sense. Just make it make sense. And he's just looking at me and I'm like, yeah, I know. Just don't judge me. Don't judge me. Okay? Just don't. No judgment zone. At least it's bonding primer. I will use bonding primer. You never had grapes? Oh gosh. Hi Karen, I did. Thank you. It wasn't why. My mother did. I still have a painting that of her 70s grapes hanging. Oh my goodness gracious, that's funny. I know. Sue judges. Very much so. Okay, can you get off of my screen, please? So annoying. All right. So I'm just gonna give it a little white because of the red. I don't want all of that in my bonding primer because it's gonna get on my brush. And then it's going to get in my bonding primer. And it's not like, I don't have 3 bonding primers or anything, but still. All right. Nasty. All right. Oh, no, we're not using the good brushes. We're not doing that. Also, Gail, you guys know Gail Meadows? Her Facebook page was hacked. So she has no access to anything. And I sent out a weekly newsletter, and she responded to that newsletter telling me that she was hacked. Oh, I feel so bad, you guys. Onyx and Jack, don't start that stuff. Ani, leave Jack alone. So I just feel so bad. That is the worst thing. She said she can't see anything. She can't find anybody. And like I said, I think that was the craziest thing at the end of the day was, a lot of the contact that I have with people is through Facebook Messenger. I can probably count on one hand how many phone numbers I have to the people that I talk to on Messenger that are very important, actually. I've always, that's how we've always communicated. Funnier story is Yvetta, one of my best friends. I don't have her phone number. And so, yeah. So I felt really bad for her, and I don't know what she's gonna do, if she's just gonna restart a page or what's gonna happen. I think hers was just personal, but even still, anything being hacked is not fun. So once we get this bonding primer on, we're going to be able to see like a lot of the flaws in the bonding primer is not for coverage, right? I'm just using it for the tooth. But we're going to see a lot of flaws in the wood or what have you, which I will address later. Oh, Karen. Your cataracts what is going on with that? Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I'm gonna go ahead and bond this since I have the bonding primer out. I don't like that color, so that's metal. I do need bonding primer on that, so Karen, definitely say prayers for you. My goodness gracious. Well, let's just hope that that's how you're gonna end this year, but next year will be better. Speaking of next year, don't forget this Saturday will be a mini event day for Decoupage Queen. So it will start at 10 a.m. my time. I will be, it'll be a mystery box. We'll only have an hour. Somehow I am kicking off the event. But we're going to have some amazing creators. We'll have Kathy D, Debbie Rigg, Lindy, and Nicole. So that's going to be amazing. So it will last. It's 5 hours. Well, there's 5 presenters. So instead of a regular creative hour, it will be a mini event starting in January. Decoupage Queen will be doing mini events every month because we will be doing mini releases every month. So there'll be something new and fabulous every month, which is amazing. So I was talking to Lindy right before I went live, and she said that she was super excited for Saturday and if I had any tips. And I said, well, I'm actually kicking off the event, so actually maybe you should be giving me tips because everybody knows that I cannot craft in 1 hour to save my life. And you all know I don't do mini events, many MANY, purposely because typically I can't do 1 hour events. And the only event that I used to ever do was for Crazy Mom Creations. And we haven't had one of those in a while, so yeah. This is gonna be this is gonna be very interesting. Saturday is your birthday? Is it really? I do too, Ash. I do too. Even though I wasn't ever too stressed about it being the mystery box events per se. I guess I was stressed about that, but I was more like, oh gosh, I got to do something in an hour. But yeah, so you guys will all get to see me freak out on Saturday. January 3rd, the first turd. Y'all, my favorite crafter. Yeah, it's gonna be an amazing event. It'll be super fun when you guys see what's being released. It's gonna be amazing. So I'm really excited for DQ this year. What we're doing with the events, with the mini releases. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. Except, so Megan was like, Aw, thanks, Karen. They're looking a little crazy right now. Megan, what I have a thing about my hands. I feel like if you guys are always having to look at my hands, the least I can do is have my nails done, painted at the very least. Uh, so I've always been that way. When I was actually a design team coordinator, that was one of the requirements. I said, I don't ask for much, but one thing I do ask is that you guys always have your nails either painted or not. You don't have to have your nails done. I just need your nails either painted or not painted. Like, pick a side, one or the other. They laughed, but I just think it looks better. It's distracting to me when somebody's nails and stuff look all kind of cockeyed and crazy. But that's just because I'm weird like that, It only distracts weird people like me. Oh yeah, I do my own nails. I don't go to the nail salon. I can't handle paying somebody $100 to do my nails. All right, good enough. Okay, so I don't know what my vision is for the box as far as colors or whatnot, but we're already past Christmas, so I don't want to do Christmas anymore. I know, like winter, whatever, but I was looking through my papers and I needed a big A3 paper, and then I had a ton of the cottontail background, and so I said, well, this is always a fan favorite, so why don't we do the cottontail background? And then I can pair up some other colors. So I don't know where I'm putting her though. So this is cottontail background, and I think we'll play off of the stripes a little bit. So now it's only going to go in between here. So where's that lace going to land? It's going to land there. So that's going to go here and over the top. So let's get the Waverly plaster, and we'll plaster here in the middle, and then we'll figure out what we're doing on the other sides as far as color goes. I have an idea, but oh no, please don't do that on my black sweater. I was a licensed nail tech back in the day. That's how I made a living when I was pregos. I always hated going to the nail tech whose nails looked janky. It's distracting. So distracting. I know the nail techs, it's hard for them though, because, they're always painting nails, and, it's hard for them. Some, because I've seen some that can work with big old claws. But I know it's kind of hard for them to keep their nails nice. But it was always kind of funny to me that they do nails, but it's hard for them to keep their nails nice because they do everybody else's nails. But yeah, it was a huge thing for me when I was a DT coordinator. It was like, yeah, I really don't care. You can have hot pink nails if you want. I don't care. But please, like, you need to choose a side, either the painted side or the non-painted side. But please don't come on and do like videos or lives with your nails chipped and looking all kind of cockeyed, because yeah, I don't like it. It's distracting. All right, so we'll dry our first coat and then we'll get on one more. Now I realize here we're going to have an issue because of that hinge, but it's got enough height that I will just cut around it whenever I'm decoupaging on that side. And I really need to get that glob of glue out of there. All right, Terry. Hold on. I'll paint the inside better later, but I just don't want a glob of glue in there. All right, let's dry this and then get one more layer on there. It looks trashy, or like my daughter's when she was in grade school. All right. So Treese, is your baby not a cuddler? She doesn't like cuddles? Onyx and Jack only can take so much of it. Like, I'll try to lay my head on either one of them, and they'll take only so much of it, and then they're like, okay, that's enough. I'm going to get up and move away from you now. But then I'll like see, people do videos and their cats or dogs or monkeys or bird, whatever their animal choice is like so loving and affectionate and all up in their personal space all the time. And I'm like, that's really cute, especially for the videos, but I don't know if I could deal with that. Like, like 24/7 full on lap dog or whatever. Plus, I don't sit still for very long, so I don't guess that would really work anyways, because I'd be getting up and they'd be having to move and get off anyways, so. All right, we're going to decoupage on it, so as long as it's got a good, base coverage, I'm good. I was also testing to make sure that mahogany wasn't going to bleed through, because then that would be a problem. Well, that's because she's a baby. Yeah. Okay, so she is a fiddler. Just know that you were saying something about if she let you cuddle. But yeah, she just wants to play, play, play. Yeah, and that's a lot with Onyx too. She's very hyper still, even though she's going to be 3 in February. She still has her zoomies and wants to play and always wants to go outside and play ball. So I know it's going to look really strange because the sides are all kind of janky right now, but I don't know. That's just my process. Man. It doesn't bother me that I have paint on my hands. I just don't like how it makes my hands feel like stiff. So that's why I keep trying to get it off. So I'm not being weird about it being on my hands. I just don't like how my hands feel like they can't bend. All right, good enough. We'll keep you out for now. And then let's get some decoupage varnishing glue matte. And I could probably put some more in here. Okay, I don't want this on the rice paper. I know! Okay. Sure. I am not going to worry about taking my edges off because I am just going to take a sharp blade and get them off. But I need to figure out if I'm going up and over with this on the top there or if I'm going to stop here. So if I'm going up and over, I will seal it shut. But because it doesn't reach all the way, but then I can continue it. What do you guys think? Should we do the top with the blue or should we just stop it to the bottom of the box? What do you guys think? Do we have water? Do we have water in the water pen? We do. And that was another thing too. I was kind of, when Trevor was, on the mission for us to clean, I was like, man, my housekeeper literally came that Tuesday, right? And he wanted to start cleaning and doing everything that Wednesday. I'm like, oh my gosh, there's glitter on the floor. Like, oh man. It was all the excuses to not do it, but they didn't work on Trevor. He was like, yeah, no, we're doing this. If I were to stop at the bottom, at the top here, we'd probably have to do like some wood you bin pieces or some type of something up here, or maybe mold or something like that. Continue with the blue. All right, let's get a little idea of how much I need here so I can not work with the entire piece, which usually I work with the entire piece because Lord knows I don't make my life easy. But today, we will not. Oh, I forgot I've been sitting on my phone this entire time. Hey now. Hey now. Hi, Lori. We did. Thank you. I hope you did too. All right. And then doesn't matter what I want. Actually, yeah, it does. So I'm going to take this side because this is kind of sparse in flowers. So I'm going to put that edge over there. All right. Let's take that and put that over there. Why am I vibrating so much? What is happening right now? It better be an emergency. Like, seriously, people. No emergency. Just annoyance. Where is everybody today? Why do we have so many people on, but there's nobody on the page over there? That's weird. Okay. All right. Let's do this. Let's do this. Oh, now my hands feel weird, dry, nasty. So I'm trying to be a little straight with how I'm putting it over here because you're going to be able to tell if that line is super crooked. However, the side here is not straight. So, Terry, what the banana daiquiris is going on here, people? Is that thicker? Oh, it is thicker right there. All right. Well, I'm not going to spend time to shave that down. Okay. We'll just deal with it. Come now. Okay, so now because I want to cut off the You know, right before the mold piece there. I'm going to do my best not to get a bunch of glue up on that mold piece, because then the rice paper is going to stick to the piece, and then I'm going to have to figure out getting it off and all that other stuff, which I don't want to have to deal with. You're painting pink and white stripes on something? All right, and I always tell you guys, don't pull it taut whenever you're doing this. Just let it lay, and then lay it down with your squeegee so you don't get all the shrinkling. When you pull it taut, then you're going to get shrinkles. Ah! All right, let's try that again. What? Oh, now Onyx is having doggy dreams. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Let's try that again. The entire reason why I don't do decoupage glue on the entire piece is for reasons just like that. So I don't know if you guys seen it, but this is the edge of the paper. And I had it down way over there, which is not the business. So we did it again. One thing that I love about Decoupage Queen's paper is that it is very, very, very resilient, and you can take it on and off, but it's just a lot easier. What is happening if you don't, do a bunch of glue all at one time? The box is not straight. I'm not crazy. I mean, well, we all know I'm crazy, but I can tell it's going at an angle, and that's not me doing that. So the stripes down here, we might have to camouflage these a little bit because something really weird is happening. All right. I'm just not going to keep stressing over it. If I need to fix the stripes, I will. Then painting might have been easier. Okay, so now because we're going to go over this area, you see how that's going to get all kind of crazy. It's going to shrinkle. So we are just going to rip it so that way it will lay down. And that's the one fantastic thing about rice paper is you can tear it, and as it's going down, it will be very seamless. All right. All right, let's lay that one on top. And then this one is already on top. That's good. And then we're going to lay that one on top. And that one's already on top. So, hey, that's good. Let's push that one down first and then lay that one on top. There's still a little bit of tension in the paper, but it's not bad. And then we probably have to rip it again up here because it's doing the same thing. All right. Let's get that one down first. And then we'll put that one on top. Whoa. Okay. And then we all already know about feathered edges, so that way we can continue another rice paper on there, right? And then this one, because of that tension, it actually needs to rip further, but I'm not going to be able to because it's already wet. So I'm just going to let it dry, and then we'll probably have to put in, I'm going to let it dry. Because of it being right there on the curve, it won't lay down because there's tension. It's happening right here too, and I don't want the wrinkles, so we're going to let that dry, and then we'll come back and push it down. All right, let's it shouldn't touch because of here. No, okay. Let's come over to this side, and then all right. So we're going to have to do the same thing and try to make sure that it doesn't, see? Do funny things this time. Oh yeah, so whenever you're doing curved surfaces, just make tears in your rice paper. You will see though when you do tear the rice paper, a lot what I notice sometimes is people don't pay attention to it, but to me it makes a difference. So whenever you tear, so we'll tear it here, and it's better to obviously tear when it's dry, right? So if you just come over here and push, you're going to see where it's going to wrinkle, so you'll know where to tear. So whenever you tear, you're going to see like the grains there have the color on the top, but down here it doesn't. So when I'm talking about I want this to go on top of this, that's because I'm going to lay that down first, and then I'm going to put that down and push the grains with the color on top. And same thing here. You're going to see that one of your fibers has the color and one of them doesn't. And so I just kind of make a conscious decision that I want those grains to be on top with the color. I know some people don't really care, but you know, but if you do it that way, it makes it a little bit more seamless to the transition. But whenever you're doing a curve, just rip, and you're not going to see. And always remember too, you're always going to see the flaws and the things that you think, oh gosh, everybody's going to notice this. You will notice that, but most everybody else will not. So don't be too hard on yourself when you're like, oh my gosh, that's not matching up correctly, or all right, so typically I wouldn't even mind and I would go right over that, but because it's a hinge, the paper is not going to tolerate continuously being opened and closed, right? So all I'm doing right now is I'm going to break the fibers on the paper. So that way I can get an exact place of where that paper needs to be cut at. And because I'm breaking the fibers, you're going to see that I don't even have to do anything. It's going to come away all by itself. All right, so we're just going to start right here, and we'll go ahead and take that out. And then if you do notice that something's not coming away, just go right back and break the fiber again. And then, because you shouldn't have to pull hard in order for it to come away once you've broken the fibers. Okay. All right, so right here, what are we doing? I'm going to come in here I'm going to go around this way. All right. Hi, Tina Roy. This is a score tool. And I always say there's always something in there. Always. And then this is just a score tool as well, but it's made for the Cricut, but that tool I actually love for whenever I'm doing textile pieces as well. Hold on, Papas. Hold on. Hold on just a second. I'm not ignoring you. What's up? You changed your shirt again, Loco? All right, so now you see that's going to go right up in there where you're not going to even be able to tell. And then I'm going to push those fibers down into that. And you wouldn't know that we just took out a piece. Okay, hold on. These sides needed to be. All right. All right, let's go back up here. And I do know that we're going to have some overlap. Jack, stop. Sure. Let's put that where it belongs. There we go. All right, and then up here we need to see oh, no. Don't do that. Let's just take it from right there because we've got some things going on right here that we need to fix. So I'm going to push that down. That's the side that I said needed to dry, but we're going to have an issue right there. So we're going to fix that, and I'll show you guys how to fix that later. Let's push that down. Okay, now I don't care if there was that much overlap. I don't care, but because that's a half flower right there, that's gonna bug me. So I'm gonna actually come down to right there. Again, would anybody else notice that that was a half flower right there? I don't know. Again, you guys all know I'm weird. All right, so now we're just going to push those fibers laying down. I don't want to brush it this way because I don't want the fibers buckled. And then you're going to really notice that there's two pieces connected right there. There's something happening with the stretch of the paper, so I am going to lay that down like that and then push that down, and you will never know that paper got overstretched right there. Okay, so we connected right there, and unless you're going at that with a magnifying glass, you're not going to know. And then that's our back now. Okay, let's hit this with the dryer. We're going to save this scrap piece because that's going to need to go right there to fix that. let's hit this with the dryer. Oh, we didn't take down an edge right here. Gee-manese. Hello. And then we'll get rid of all the excess. And then anything that we think might need to be fixed, we will fix. But you guys know I'm like, I don't like wrinkles. A lot of people don't mind it. I just personally, I don't like it. But that's the only reason why I take so long at doing something that should be so simple, because of just little things like that, wrinkles and stuff like that. Hi, Roxanne. Hi, Rochelle. The comments disappeared? Oh, as usual. Whoops. How on earth did the charging cord get wrapped around like that? That is bizarre, to be honest. That it took the phone down and everything else. So whenever you're going to use a blade onto your rice paper, you do need to make sure that it is very, very dry, and that your knife that you're using is very, very sharp. So I always say, just if you're not sure, just change the blade. I know that I just put a new blade on yesterday, so I know mine is very sharp. But if you're not sure, just change the blade. I mean, they come in bundles anyway, so. Hi, Cindy. Oh, thanks, Jean. I'm running on low charge. All right. So up here is where I'm really concentrating on it, because that's really the only place that I put the decoupage glue, on the outside of the paper. All right. That should be good enough. Okay. Let's go in, and we'll start with the front first, so that way we can figure out what needs to be re-glued and what needs to get down. So I am just going to hug the inside of that mold. If you're not sure, or you don't trust yourself, just go put a ruler in here and butt up next to that ruler. But again, you want to make sure that your blade is very, very sharp, because you don't want to pull and drag the paper. So what I'm finding is, you guys remember how when I was saying, like, I don't know, whenever they painted and did stuff to the mold originally, it's not a straight line. So I'm just going to follow whatever curves or whatever else we come up against here. And then down here, we're going to use the gator. All right. So up here, I'm going to be kind of careful because I know it's wet up here. And also, I know that I didn't decoupage it all down really well because I need to get over those curves and I have a lot of excess out here. So all right. Let's change this to a 320 really quickly. All right. So obviously, did you guys see right there how it just tore? It's because it's wet, and that's what I'm saying. Now, if I wasn't live with you guys, I wouldn't be doing this until like hours later. But I'm also not going to stress off of it because I know I can fix it. But typically, if you're going to use a blade on your rice paper, I would always recommend just doing it a couple hours later. And you also probably won't see that later because I'm going to do some antiquing, but we'll fix it. But that's what I'm talking about. If your paper is wet, it'll drag your rice paper. Okay, so up here again, we need to be careful because I don't have it down all the way so I can get over that curve. Which, if I didn't have all the excess on the outside, you're not going to have this problem. You're going to be able to get it down. I just didn't take off the borders. On YouTube, it's been doing that to you? That is bizarre. So, whenever, like when you're watching on YouTube, you have to change that. You have to select, it says like top comments or all comments. Do you change it so that you can see all comments? Do you know what I'm talking about? Because I always have to change mine on every live that I'm watching because it'll only give me top comments. It won't show me all comments. Oh, on Facebook. Well, that is a whole nother kind of monster. Who knows what the heck they're doing over there? There's never a rhyme or reason to what they do over there, because that just, I'm sorry, but they just don't make sense, period. I think they do things just to aggravate people. Seriously. So there's something going on right there. There must be a lot of glue under there. Again, I'm just going to take it out and we'll put a stripe over it. Otherwise, I'm not going to finish it. All right, so we're going to get down everything that wasn't down previously. So right here, I want that to lay on top of that piece. And then we're going to put a coat on top of everything on here. That piece goes on top. This one goes under, and that goes on top. So let's lay that down. And then that's the little area where I overstretched the paper. But again, we're not worried about that. We just want what we have there to lie down. So let's lie down. That's where we join the paper, but again, you're not going to be able to tell unless you get in there with the magnifying glass. And obviously, we cut a hole out of our paper over here. But again, you won't be able to tell. Then we're going to get everything else topped off. All right. All right. So is it even worth messing with? Probably not, but we will just for the sake of. So these diamonds are going there. I don't want to go that way, right? Because these are directional. So we're going to take that piece out. Okay, so I'm going to push those fibers down, and that is done. All right, then we're going to come over here. Again, do I care enough to mess with that? I don't. I really don't. That's not nice. But we do know that's a part of a green leaf, so we're just going to take a little bit of that off. Now, because that has so much green color, if I try to put all of that white fiber on there, you're going to see it. So I always tell you guys about the fiber haircut, right? So you're not cutting off the paper, you're just cutting off the little fibers. Because if you lay all of those fibers on top of that green leaf there, you're going to be able to see that you now have tried to put a piece to correct it over it. So I'm literally, if you could see on my scissors, it's just the fibers. I'm not cutting the paper Because if you cut the paper, it's no longer going to blend, right? So I'm going to take it right where that little stem is and pretend like there was a little leaf coming off of there. Okay. Yeah, there's a lot of white on there right now from the decoupage glue. Let me get it off so you guys can kind of tell. You're not going to be able to see it. I don't know if you can tell, but all right. And then I don't really care much about anything else. I know we pulled off some of the pink on the edges here, but once I put the glue, the antiquing paste and stuff down in there, you're not going to be able to tell. So whereas to that could probably be. I know. Hi, Yolanda. No, I'm not sick. Do I sound sick? Hi, Megan. I'm not sick. So, this is probably going to be your easiest fix because it's just stripes. You can literally go in and just put the pink on there. But like this is the kind of stuff that that doesn't bug me, oddly enough, because you guys know my OCD is really crazy. But I already know that by the time I come in and do my edging, you're not going to see any of that. This kind of stuff that we fix, so I don't know if you could tell, but that's where all that missing blue paper was that we did the fix on. And then again, this is where we join the paper. That's the stuff that I know is going to stick out. So those are the things that I'll concentrate on fixing. All right. So I'm not going to cut this and separate the joins until later on when I know that's really dry. No, actually Nick was sick and I was like, you better not give me cooties. Okay, so we have our paper on there. Let's go ahead and dry that. So and then, obviously if you really wanted to put that on the hinging part, well, on here you could. So what we could do is actually take those nails out, decoupage that on there, and just take out the hinge part, and then nail that back on there. But I would rather put like some metallic paint on there or something. All right, so let's dry this, and then we can address the sides of the box. Because I'm going to be able to pull that blue tape off because the rice paper is now going to hold it together. Oh, yeah. Every live I have this, my nose runs, irritating, so aggravating. It drives me nuts. Then I'll get off of here and it's fine. So the whole time that I've been doing the, and don't worry, it's not touching the rice paper because of the molding. The whole time that we've been doing this, I've been trying to figure out what color to paint the box. And oddly enough, like, there's a lot of pinks and blues on here. I don't want to do a pink or a blue on there on the sides of the box. So I'm actually leaning towards doing a light green. But you guys can tell me what you think. I'll show you. I think it would be pretty. Oh, Trevor put this thing on my chair and it makes me slide. I feel like I slip sliding all over the place. All right. And it has to be the perfect green, so I'm almost thinking that we're gonna need to mix. You love the green idea? Yeah, I just don't feel like doing like a big thing of pink on the side because it's gonna be a lot. So this is Thorn. We're going to put Thorn down and see how I feel about Thorn or its own, or if I need to mix in a little bit of Nimbus to take it down just a bit. Thorn is one of my favorites in both decor chalky and acrylic. So let's see what we think. Of Thorn on its own, or if we need to take it down a bit with a little bit of the Nimbus. Now, Nimbus has an undertone of green, if you can see. I don't like that brush. Where are my purple brushes? Trev was looking at my brushes because I don't know if you guys have ever seen my brushes, but I have this long wooden thing. It's from Hobby Lobby. It's got and he was like eyeballing my brushes, y'all. I was like, don't. If you value your life, don't. All right, let's look at what we think of Thorn on its own, or if we need to knock it down a bit with Nimbus. Now, I will paint inside of here, and we will get very close. However, this needs to be varnished before I do so that way I can wipe it off. Because it's bound to get on there. Do we like Thorn by itself? Or do we think we need to knock it back a little bit with Nimbus? I'm almost thinking it's a dead match for this. But I feel for the way that the colors are, it needs to be knocked down just a bit. But that's my humble opinion. Knock it back. Okay. All right, let's see what we got. Troy, I swear to you, what does your room look like right now? You're putting that one back on? Can you please stop changing your shirts, please, son? I beg of you. All right. Hold on, Pops. Hold on. All right, so let me show you. So, ay caramba. That was the original, that's the original Thorn right there. And then this is it being knocked back with Nimbus. Nimbus. So can you guys see? It's a slight change, but I think it's better. Oh, you did it by yourself. There we go. All right, so Onyx and Troy, you crazy, crazy, crazies. Much better. Hi, Jeanette. I like the lighter. Hi, Yolanda. I already said hi to you. Yeah. So now if you can see, both colors were great, but I think it being knocked back a lot, I like it a lot more. And also, remember, we never do just one flat color as well, right? So we will be adding dimension to even just the green. So that'll make a big difference as well. Because just having something one flat color is not the vibe. Not mine, anyways. All right, what do we got going on here? Is that in the box or nah? Excuse me, sir. I don't appreciate you much. What? Don't take them off. Don't take them off. Yeah, because you keep changing your shirts, silly goose. All right, so there's obviously texture from the grains of the box, but I just am trying to not add brush strokes to that texture, so I just spritzed it a little bit with water so that way it could be there's no brush marks. It's a wine box. Why did you take off your shoes, Troy? Huh? I know, but why did you take them off? Huh? No. You can't. That's how the shoes are, Troy. You can't take that off, son. What are you doing, Goofy? You took them off. I don't understand why you took it off. Silly goose. You gotta let the shoe go, son. Troy, you do the strangest things sometimes. I'm just, I mean, I know we know this, but come on, son. Mom's almost done. I've only got a few more minutes. All right. So let's take off the tape on this side, and then we'll just paint this side really quickly, and then I'll let you guys go for today. Then when we come back tomorrow, actually what I'll do when I get off of here with you guys is I will paint Troy. Just a minute. I will varnish the paper so that way we can do some detail painting and get down on the sides there by the rice paper, because if we don't varnish it first, you guys all know once the paint hits the paper, it's going to stick. So and I would like to probably, oh no, I don't know. I feel like running some, like a pearl color through this green tomorrow would be really pretty too. To have some like reflex of some gold, not for it to be in your face, but just to have like some reflect when the light hits it kind of stuff. All right, let's get rid of some of these brush marks. All right. So I think that's what we'll do tomorrow is I'm going to dry this and then I'll put one more coat on. I really think it would be pretty to just put a little bit of like a pearlescent, run it over the top so it'll have some really pretty reflect of like a pearl or a gold. Just to knock it down just a little bit more. Hi, Liz. Okay, are you going with your sister? Hope you have a nice dinner. Anyway, so yeah, that's what we have for today. I don't know how I have paint all over my fingers again. So let me see. So you can see we took that piece out of the rice paper. We did, I don't know, which side is it? It's that side, I'm pretty sure. One of these sides we continued the rice paper. I can't even tell without really looking at it. Oh, it's right there. I don't know if you guys can see it. It's right there. We continued the rice paper. See, I'm telling you, once it dries, you can't see it. But tomorrow when we come back, I just touched that top piece right there. I have to paint another coat on there anyways. So as I look at it, I really do want to put like a pearl through the edges, but it's also going to make a difference too having the moldings painted on here and seeing the green up against the paper. If you don't know what I'm talking about. So here, because right now what I see is the white and it's really throwing me off not having the molds painted. So it's making my eyes go a little bit crazy. We'll also be able to split the paper tomorrow because it will have dried. So we'll split the top from the bottom. We'll cut through that tomorrow together. And then, yeah, we'll go over it and do, like I said, add some stuff to it. So, oh, thank you, April. Could you use it for your straw cutlery when you go to the restaurant? Could you use it for your straw cutlery when you go to the restaurant? Are you talking to me? I don't know if Rochelle's talking to me. Alrighty, everybody. So I hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your evening. Sue, have a great dinner tomorrow. I will see you guys back here tomorrow. Same time, same place. Talk to you later. This guy, he has now taken both of his shoes off and is wearing my house slippers. Talk to you guys tomorrow. Bye.